take a good hard look at those stats. That is buffed NCP. This build, the Wrath of Malacath, is designed with no CP in mind. We are an orc as our race. The class, Stamina Sorcerer. Now that you've had a good hard look at the stats, we're gonna swap over and look at some of the gear. How did we get here? Our first set is going to be Clever Alchemist. Clever Alchemist with infused weapon damage on the jewelry. This is going to provide us with the necessary health and no CP and the necessary burst for the dream. Our second set is going to be the Hulking Draugrs. This set synergizes very well with the Stamina Sorcerer. We'll get into that later. It's going to give you a ton of max stats and no CP, which is going to help with your damage and your healing, and coincidentally, your sustain. Now, the goal of this build is to be a well-rounded build that really gives you everything that you're going to need to succeed. It's going to have damage, it's going to have sustain, it's going to have tankiness. Speaking of, we're also running the Bloodspawn, because there is no better monster set in this game that offers you the balance of this set. It gives you the stam recovery, it gives you the resistances, it gives you the ultimate gen. Now the ultimate generation, some people think that's only one way, like it's only defensive or it's only offensive. That's the key. It can go either way. It can be your Dawnbreaker, it can be your Undo, or it can be our secret weapon. Now, the last set is going to be the Black Rose Dual Wield. This set is key to your success. Using this set gives us that extra little sustain with the perfected version, and the big part of this build is going to be that major protection on Blade Cloak. This is going to work a few ways, and I'm going to get into that in the skills and combos later on. But these are the sets, okay? I'm running Nirnhoned on the main bar. I'm running Powered and Defending on the back bar. This is going to give us extra healing. It's going to make us more tanky. We're going to throw up our major protection. You're going to see, it's all going to come together. Now, the Mundus we are using is the Warrior. Once I get into the skills and combos, you'll understand why. The food that I choose to go with is Dubious Camoran Throne. If you're a god, and you've got the big bank, go for Artaeum Takeaway Broth. It is flat out better in every way. You get more recovery, more max health and stam, and you're going to get that health recovery. But I'm not that kind of a baller, so Dubious serves me just fine. The potions that I personally like to go with, I like the immovable savagery potions. For the style of this build and how we are going to go into fights, this is huge, okay? The immune to knockback is going to be so important for lining up our combo. And then the major savagery and no CP is such a massive buff. It's one of the best buffs you could possibly get from a potion in no CP. And of course, you know, the max, like the stand back is just mint, okay? Now, alternatively, these things right here, more of an open world kind of delicacy. The immunity, the stealth detection gives you magicka back. That's not important, really just stealth detection and move abilities. Those pesky Night Blades, pop one of these and watch them crumble. Third option, you have immunity to knockback, restore health, and restore stam. Fantastic, okay? These are the three that I would use. Oh, and if you want to do the dueling and you don't want to be a cheese ball, Essence of Weapon Crit, Major Savagery, Restore Health, Restore Stam, okay? Those are the non-cheese ball dueling, but that's not really what this build is for. Just an option while we're looking at potions. Now, skills. Let's jump straight into the front bar. This is what makes the build. This skill, Berserker Rage, the Wrath of Malacath. Strike an enemy with a vicious blow, dealing X physical damage. Now, what's important about this is actually what's underneath. Most people, they probably saw the two-handle and said, oh, Onslaught! No. No. You are wrong. The amount of times that I close a kill with this ability, it does happen. I'll be honest, it happens. But that's not why we use it. This skill deals massive damage, and it ignores physical and spell resistance, and gives you the amount ignored for 8 seconds, making you a tank god. And the just best part is right here at the bottom. You are immune to all disabling, snare, and immobilization effects. You cannot be CC'd, Ice Wardens eat your heart out, and DKs get your talons off me. 8 seconds of pure Berserker Rage. Now, front bar. Obviously, Stam Sorc Streak. If anyone tells you to run Ball of Lightning, if they're your friend, you need to unfriend them. Okay? There's only one morph of this skill that you choose, and it is Streak. Ball of Lightning is buggy, and it's defensive, and for cowards. You are not a coward, you are an orc. You will use Streak, and you will use it offensively as a good teammate in Battlegrounds to stun entire teams and put them on their knees. Next ability, we have Executioner. Some of you might be wondering, Stam Sorc, you're probably running Hurricane, you're probably using AoE, you'll probably want to use Reverse Slice. Well, you're wrong. Executioner is by far the choice you want to go with this build, and I'll tell you why. Reverse Slice is not Spin to Win. It does not go through Dodge Roll. It does not go through all those things that make Spin to Win amazing. It is a different kind of AoE. For that reason, you're really not killing anyone with Reverse Slice and the splash damage. What you're trying to do when you're executing someone is to finish that target. Once that target is down, then you go kill the next target, okay? That is how we're going to play this build. The Executioner deals more bonus damage. It is an execute. Your job is to pick one target and kill that target. Then pick another target and go to that target. Next skill, Forward Momentum. Now, some of you might say, oh, you're running medium. Why aren't you using, I don't know, Shuffle and Rally? Because, you know, healing. If you need that much healing, it's a learn to play issue. Bottom line, okay? You're going to have enough healing and other factors of the build. We'll get to that later, but for right now, I need you to understand the snare immunity on Forward Momentum, it's just essential to the build, okay? If you're not using it, I don't know what to tell you. You just need this skill, okay? Period. Now, Bound Armaments. This is unique for the Stamina Sorcerer. While slotted, your max stamina is increased by 8%, and light attack damage is increased by 11%. The light attack damage is nice, not a big deal. The max stamina, on the other hand, is a big deal. Remember, we're running hulking. We have tons of max stam. This is how we're going to get over 30k max stam and no CP. Lastly, possibly the most controversial decision of 2019 thus far, we have Dizzying Swing. Can it be done? Sometimes. I'm not going to lie to you guys. You will fight people that using this skill is simply not an option, and it will all but nullify this entire build. I hate to say it, but it's the nature of the game. I am a diehard Dizzying fan. I'm going to use this skill. I'm going to find a way to make it work. But there will be certain builds that you either can't land it on them, you're too slow. For whatever reason, it's just not an effective skill. But if you do it right, it is possible. And all we need is a chance, baby. Back bar. Starting from left to right, we have Critical Surge. Insane healing. Insane! While active, dealing a critical strike heals you for 3, 5, 1 health. That's nuts, dude! That is insane! You were worried about not getting healed from Rally? There's your healing, okay? There's your healing. Done. Quick Cloak. This is actually super important to the build. Remember, we're using the Black Rose dual wield. This is going to give us major evasion, reducing AoE attacks by 25%. When we activate this, remember also we're getting major protection. Also, we're getting major expedition. For 3 seconds, you are going to have 3 major buffs, okay? That's insane. 3 seconds doesn't seem like a long time, but, dude, trust. Now, also, you definitely 100% want Quick Cloak, not Deadly Cloak. You want that speed, okay? Trust. Resolving Vigor. Again, you were worried about heals. Shut up. Shut up. There's your heals. If you can't stay alive with Crit Surge, Vigor, and Forward Momentum, and our last skill that we're going to get to for healing, I don't know what to tell you, dude. You're in the wrong place. You're not playing Stam Sorc right. That's it, okay? You have tons of healing. Dark Deal. This is not only an insane burst heal, it gives you stamina back, but it is a pre-buff. And what I mean by that is you actually use this before heading in. This is going to give you a little bit of extra stamina regen, and then when you start getting pounded, you need that stam back and that heal, you're going to get a little bit more stam, and you're going to get a heal. Plus what you already had ticking from engaging beforehand. Lastly, Hurricane. Bread and butter, baby. All there is to it. 10% more speed, major buffs. Say no more. Lastly, Temporal Guard. Never use this skill. I'm just going to flat out say it. In Wrathstone so far, I've had numerous times where I activate the skill, nothing happens, I lose my ultimate, I don't get any resources back, and I just die. And I look stupid doing it. So do not use the skill. If and when they fix this skill, fantastic, awesome, super, super slippery skill. Very fun to use. But use at your own risk right now. What is important, while slotted you gain minor protection, reducing your damage taken by 8%. Now let me rewind a little bit. Remember, we have minor protection, and from the Spectral Cloak, we get major protection. We are getting a lot of tankiness out of these sets, okay? It's for short windows, which is important. I think it's time for some demonstration. Let's find something to go beat on. I can show you some openers. Well, I don't think a Horker. Okay. So, you're in Battlegrounds. There's a clump of people fighting over there. Probably 17 Ice Wardens with every snare in the game. If you go into it, you're not going to move. Alright? Period. This is just how it goes. Alright? This is Battlegrounds and Wrathstone. So what we're going to do, we see them. We're going to buff up. We're going to activate our Hurricane. And what I like to do is I do Forward Momentum to give me that immunity. Pop my major protection. I'm running in there. Light Attack Dizzying. And if you get stunned, you get stunned. And then, bah! Berserker Rage. These guys don't have enough health. So, that's going to be really hard to show. Try it again. So, get all your buffs up. Get your snare immunity on the way in. Light Attack, Dizzying, pop your potion, Berserker Rage. Okay, this is not going to work. This is not going to work. We need proper mobs with proper health. But what I want you guys to focus on here that's actually important is there's a lot that's going to happen before you take a fight. I want you to have snare immunity. I want you to have your Blade Cloak. I want you to have Hurricane. I want you to have Crit Surge. And I want you to have Forward Momentum. Now, a lot of these buffs only last for a few seconds. What that means is you have a very short window to get in there, do your job, and get out. Alright, a mammoth. This will be a good demonstration. Now. So the first thing I like to do, Dark Deal, it's going to last the longest. That's the first one. Then Hurricane or Crit Surge. And then I'll pop my Major Protection, my Immunity, Light Attack Dizzying, Potion, next Light Attack, Berserker Rage, and then they're in Execute. You see how I'm glowing? That's the Berserker Rage. Can't be stopped. As long as you are on the offense right there, that target, I would say about 70% of the time is going to go down. Even your tankiest of targets. Okay? That's the brief combo. We'll show you a couple little tricks you can do. So there's a passive in the 2 hands. If you actually get a heavy attack off first, your next ability is going to hit it harder. 31k. So, if you see a target that is probably not of a higher skill level, and you have the ability, you always want to engage with the heavy first, because that dizzying is going to hurt. And that works on everything. That works on all your damage abilities. Your dizzying, your executioner, your berserker rage. That's going to buff up all your damage by 10%. That's huge, okay? Now, what's important about Stam Sorc, especially in Battlegrounds, but just in general, is not actually your offense, but your defense. Understanding what you need to do to get out of situations. So how I play this is, let's say I run into a group, like I was talking about earlier. I run into a big group, there's a clump of people, a bunch of Ice Wardens that are all saying, slow down. So you're gonna go in there, let's say you get CC'd. Is this CC? Okay, it doesn't CC. But, let's pretend that I just got CC'd, okay? Immediately, I'm gonna break. First thing I do, Major Protection. Next thing I do, Heal. Next thing I do, Dark Deal. That's gonna give me massive burst heal. That's gonna keep me alive so I don't get bursted. And the very next thing is I'm gonna try to streak through them. That's gonna hopefully stun them. If it doesn't stun them, I'm gonna swap back to my back bar, pop that Major Protection, my Major Evasion, and I'm gonna sprint it out, okay? I'm an Orc Stam Sorc, baby. Speed, speed, speed. Ideally, you want to find something to line of sight. So you want to take the corner, get around. They can't hit you with projectiles anymore. Just like that, okay? I can't stress that enough. Knowing how to use your mobility and your defensive abilities to get in and out of fights is how you play this build, okay? So remember, you're going to get your buffs up, hopefully before you're even close to engaging. So like, if they're fighting where the mammoth is, you want to be buffing up on your way in, like so. Remember, you have 3 seconds on that Major Protection. There it is. And then you have a clean getaway too. You can't be snared, you can't be immobilized. Kill someone, get out. Get your buffs up again. Rebuffed. Pick a new target. This guy's a noob. Heavy attack. Dizzying swing. Oh look, he's not an execute. I don't have my other thing, so what do? You literally just spam Dizzying swing. Start taking damage. Major Protection first. Always Major Protection first. You see the shiny, pretty little green stuff? That is how you stay alive. Then worry about healing. Easy peasy. Now, credits for the build. We have the sword crafted by Gobstar87. My Black Rose carries by JDub. You can find him at twitch.tv/JDUL3. I don't know why he made it so hard, you know? You'd think JDub would be easy, but it ain't. Love and support by none other than @WakeQQ. He's a god. Black Rose Mercy Deaths in our Black Rose runs by Chives. And Stam Sorc inspiration by none other than the Stam Sorc god Fang Rush. Thank you for watching.